see if it pulls up.
Once you see me, we'll get started.
Don't see
I
you.
am live, yay. I see myself.
I see.
There you go.
My thing says live Facebook on it, but
Awesome.
I
So
don't see it on your page yet.
it's on my page. I see myself. So I usually Facebook alone and I go, Robin is coming back. Okay.
I
So
see
we'll
it.
just get started. So yes, we are live on Facebook. Hi, Robin. Hello,
Hi, is that better?
everyone.
Oh,
Everyone. Good
hi,
evening.
Robin.
That's me.
Hi, everybody. This is Dr. Lulu, aka the Mom Nutrition, coming at y'all this evening. Thank you so much for staying up to meet the other half of my speakers. This has been such a just an amazing journey with these wonderful women, just giving their time. So we're not going to take too much of your dinner time because I know it's dinner time for those of us on this side. For Robin, it's still afternoon over there in California.
It's still afternoon.
But so I'm going to go from my left, kind of go around. I don't know how you see us, but I'm going to go from my left round. So to my left is Dr. Basaldu. I'm going to come back to you in a second, just wave. And then bottom left is Dr. Alauna. And then bottom right is Robin. So these beautiful soul soldiers are going to join us on Saturday and just talk about the stuff that we wish we didn't have to talk about. So I'm going to start with Dr. Basaldu. Dr. Basaldu, I know you off the record. No one else does. So, I mean, I know what, you know what I mean. But for the intent of this event, no one else does. So Dr. Basaldu, tell us, why do you feel like this is something that you should lend your voice to? And you don't give us too much details, but at least like a minute or so, introduce yourself and just tell us your why.
Well, I am 54 years old. I am the married mother of 5 children. I am the first woman. Oh, I gotta hurry, right?
No, 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 I'm clapping for you for
Oh,
5 kids. Oh, no.
I am the first individual in my family to go to college, and definitely the first physician in both mine and my husband's family. And my husband was the first college student in his. So education has been really big for us. I'm a neonatologist. I'm a preemie baby specialist, but I have a very big family history of mental illness. My mother had schizophrenia. She did not die of her schizophrenia, but she had schizophrenia. I was told one of my great maternal uncles had schizophrenia. My brother has schizophrenic disorder. My younger sister is bipolar. So I have been a very big advocate of mental illness. I frequently talk about it. I post about it on my page. But unfortunately, least expected, my third child, my son Roel, came to us in 11th grade and told us that he was having difficulty with depression and suicidal ideations. We got him help right away. We got a psychiatrist, we got him meds. The counselors at his Christian school were wonderful. His friends were very supportive. After about a year, he said he felt fine and he wanted to get off of medication. He went off to college. He went to Texas A&M. He was an Aggie.
Aggie.
But last May, he was also a singing cadet. He took his life. Last February, he took his life. And he was such an advocate for mental illness as well. He would help anybody he could. And he was very, very vocal about his struggles with his friends and with his family. And so I feel that as his legacy, I need to talk to people about suicide, what to look for, because if I could prevent even one mother from having to experience what I am experiencing. I just added up the days today and it's been 194 days since he passed. And if I could help any other parent not to have to go through what I'm going through, that is my goal and that is my why. And to also show my other 4 children how to keep moving forward and how to make a difference.
And I know this is probably, I mean, for also, I could save this for Saturday, but I remember that day. I remember that night. I told you the story. My spirit it was not resting. And I told my wife, I said, I don't know, for some reason, my spirit is not resting. And I wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning and I got your text. And I said, that was what my spirit was. Of course, hindsight is always 2020. But thank you so much for the bravery, because this is literally a fresh wound. I don't
Yes.
take it lightly at all that you're able to sit here and just even talk about it. So thank you immensely from the bottomest part of my heart, for the sake of anyone who's listening out there, that from mother to mother, mother to father, mother to child, just wherever the mother, even with the cry of a child's mother, if ever there was a time when it's time to hearken, this is the time. So thank you so much for doing this.
Yes,
Dr.
ma'am.
Alauna, girl, the smartest woman I know besides my mom. My mom was like, what do you mean the smartest woman? I said, besides you? So Dr. Alana, hey girl,
Hey.
what's going on, sis? I feel like I see you every day now.
Well, yes, I think that we are in some ways leading the charge to really help people understand trauma in a deeper way. And I think it's very important that we have these conversations, because you can't fix things that you don't talk about. You can't solve problems that you won't acknowledge. And I think suicidal ideation, thoughts of suicide, wanting to die, maybe not actively, but wishing that you were dead or wishing that something would happen to you. If you think about this era of coronavirus, we were already struggling with a lot of mental health problems in America that were culturally ingrained, in part because of our rejection and clear lack of understanding about our emotions and how to control them. And then you have coronavirus, which is traumatic to everybody. Everyone went through an acute trauma in the changes that happened with coronavirus. And then we are in a phase of chronic trauma where we're trying to recalibrate and figure out what is a new normal, but we don't know how to reorient ourselves. So, of course, by logical next steps are that people who were already struggling are struggling even more now, and having more thoughts of wanting to die, and the emotional roller coaster is more extreme. And so I think it's really important for us to begin to understand the biology of the psychological pain that drives a person to the point of wishing to take their life and not be here anymore. And there are strategic interventions that we can do when people are in pain. And so I'm excited about being able to not only share the biology of deadly thinking with you all at the Suicide Summit, but to just help people have tools for, if ever, you don't have to be a psychiatrist or a physician or a therapist to intervene for someone who is in pain, who is hurting, who is struggling. But the most important thing is to be there with them in that space and validate that what they're going through, at least from their experience, it is valid, it's real to them. And even if they're not thinking about it in an effective way, you can sit with them through that pain and help them rethink the thoughts that are causing so much pain, and that can help move them to a new space. So I'm excited, and I thank you for stepping out there and doing something like this, because this is a really important conversation we need to have.
And I know my son, he took one look at the lineup and said, Mom, I'm going to say this. It's my child. He said, Mom, where are the white people? I said, son, I wasn't even going for white or black. I was just going for anyone. And
Yeah.
it just so happened as people of color. But then I give an extra glory to God, because if anybody who needs to talk about it, it's the Hispanics, it's the black people, it's the non-whites, not because the whites don't talk about it, but because we are the voices that have not been for
Yeah.
long.
And we
So
have a lot of very obvious trauma
yes,
that systematically has been going on for generations. So I think it's I'm the one thing about being able to say that we all have experienced trauma is that we can throw off the stigma of the concept of everyone having some struggle psychologically or some emotional challenge, because everyone has experienced trauma. We're just not taught to think of it in that way. And so
Right.
we don't have the words to put to, like, why am I okay 1 minute and then crying the next? So one day I'm motivated, I'm getting ready to start the world changing business, and the next day I can't get out of bed. That
Yeah.
roller coaster is expected when you experience something traumatic, but we have so ignored what it is to be healthy emotionally, even within the medical profession, and even within my psychiatric profession. I began to recognize that we all have more work to do in understanding emotions, and that we all have an amygdala. Therefore, we all have emotions. They're operating all the time. They never shut off. They're always in effect. And it doesn't matter if you're male, female, black, white, other, whatever, however you identify, whatever label you put on yourself, you are a human, and there is a way that your brain works, and you need to understand it.
I'm having goosebumps. I wish this was already the event. Like, just so much information. I respect this woman for real. If I had a possibility of having another girl crush, it would be Dr. Alauna, because
Thank
you know, something, no, and I mean it academically, because the first time, and I tell her this all the time, the first time I heard her on a podcast, I was like, what? Guys, shut up. They were like, Mom, I said, shut up. There's a lady talking sense. I increased the volume. I was like, she was talking about amygdala. And just, she gave us, the listeners, bite-size explanation of the brain and how it works. I was like, I need to meet this woman, you know. And so I don't want Miss Robin to feel like, well, what about me? So Miss Robin, thank you for being so patient. We get to see your beautiful face
I was
smiling. So
gonna
that's
say, dope
plenty.
picture, sis.
Yes.
Love
So
it.
Miss
Thank
Robin,
you.
so just, and I know I put out a call in a group, and Miss Robin was like, here I am, Lord, send me. So Miss Robin, thank you for hearkening to the call. So what's your why? Why are you here? And I know of it already, but you just go ahead and tell us why you're here and why you
So
want to do this.
my why is to bring humanity to being a suicide loss survivor. There are a lot of unpleasant things that go along with it that we don't really give voice to. The business of death is traumatic in and of itself, and then the cause of that being that a loved one has passed by suicide just compounds that even more so. I come from a large family, several brothers and sisters, and my brother died by suicide in 2018. And it caused ripples through our family that we are still dealing with today. My why is definitely to give voice to that so that survivors recognize there's more than just getting by day to day. There's more after. There's life, there's joy after. It's kind of hard to see when you're in the thick of it, though.
And I know that's almost what's the word now, reflects what Dr. Basaldu was saying, that she
Yeah.
wants to show her own children, forget about other people, but also her own children, whoever is still here, that we can still march on, maybe baby steps, you know, then you toddle, then one day maybe you even take off and run. So I am just so happy that you ladies have joined me. I promised you it wasn't going to be more than 15 to 20 minutes, and we are like number 19. So any I guess going away words until Saturday that anybody wants to say. My going away word is thank you, thank you, thank you. I know lives will be saved. I know lives will be touched. And I know for those of us who read the Bible a little bit once upon a time, we know that there are some seeds that will fall, even though they fall on the rocky ground. They will sprout a little bit. Some will fall on the fertile ground. We know about that. Some will fall and the birds will pick them up. But even that bird that ate that seed got something. So as far as I'm concerned, lives will be touched on Saturday. And so I am just, I get emotional anyway, but I'm thankful. I said to myself, I'm saving my voice for Friday and Saturday because I need to be able to just be able to show up. So for you ladies being my shoulders that I'm standing on today, I am so thankful. So Dr. Basaldu, I'm going to start with you again and we just round up and then everyone has a
I
good
just want to say thank you to Robin, because right now I'm sorry, I'm gonna cry. I'm at a stage where I don't feel like there's a bright light yet. I know I'm a Christian. I love the Lord. My son knew the Lord. My son put out a um, prayer request on Twitter about probably about 30 to 40 minutes before he passed. So I know where he is, but it's difficult to see the bright light ahead. I know it's there and I know that God is with me. But thank you for coming on because you give me courage to know that there is continued light for me.
Oh, you are so welcome. Now I'm crying.
No, I know that Alauna is crying. I'm crying, but and not to laugh, but this is just the rawness of the emotions.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I could not believe
Yes.
that, Doctor. I went to her baby's funeral, and I'm not trying to brag, but I think the next street over, there were still cars parked. Just a young man that touched so many lives at such a tiny. He was 20 years old. That man, was it 20?
Yes.
And so, and then the whole town of San Antonio was at this place. And then of course the Aggies came and they sang. But it was just such a beautiful funeral. I couldn't see, but I could hear what was going on. And I was just thankful that people came to sing, to send him off home formally. So
Mm.
Dr. Isabella, Dr. Basaldu, thank you for coming. And I know she said to me, she said, I don't know if I can do it, but if you can hold my hand. I said, easy, I will hold your hand. And now there's me, there's Dr. Lana, there's Robin, there's Dr. Air. We're all going to hold your hand and we're going to just hug it tight. And maybe when the virus is gone, we'll have a meet and greet. And but we're sending you love and light and balance tonight, Isabel. Thank you.
And on our next conference, we will be there to hold each other's hands
Yes,
because
ma'am.
it hopefully will not be virtual.
No, I'll be there.
Yes.
True.
I'll wear my mask. I'll hold a 6-foot pole, but I'll be there. Dr. Alana, do you want to say just a little goodbye? Mm,
You're muted.
Oh,
Sorry.
That's okay.
Telling my little one to go get ready for bed.
Oh.
So I just wanted to say, first of all, thank you, ladies, for sharing your stories. We know that anytime we're talking about something that isn't as emotionally charged as suicide, that it generates a lot of emotions that other people can't see, and a lot of thought processes that you may never share. But I will tell you that the beautiful thing about trauma and the reason why I'm so passionate about it is that it's a treatable condition. It's a belief-based experience, and anything that is traumatic can be turned into triumph and can be turned into fuel for a better existence for all of us. And so even in our painful moments, even in our worst storms, what I hope that I'm always able to impart to people is that we can and we will learn how to control this biology, how to control our emotions. And it's possible to do so. We just didn't know that we had these systems that we really need to honor and acknowledge and pay attention to. And now that we're talking about and we're sharing our emotional pains, we will have a healthier, more connected, more empathetic world that we are actively building right now as we speak. As we do this work, we're building a world that is more emotionally healthy and that will have fewer people who experience the invisible pain of psychological trauma. So I thank you for inviting me, Dr. Lulu, and I'm excited to be a part of the Stop Suicide Now Summit.
Thank you. And Robin, do you want to tell us
Oh,
goodbye?
absolutely. I would just like to say, yes, Dr. Lulu, thank you for putting this together. You know, when I spoke with you the very first time, I've been invited to speak several times. This was the first time that I actually felt moved to do it. And I really feel today that it's worth it. And this is the right thing, the right path. This is the right direction. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I'm going to go because I will start crying. Isabel, thank you so much. Alana, thank you so much. Rob, thank you so much. May the good Lord bless you guys. Sleep well tonight. I will take the medicine right now, the Valium, so I can get some sleep. But God bless you, ladies.
God
And
bless
thank
you.
you so much for everything.
Thank
And
you
I
for
know,
including me.
oh no, girl, you know, if there was going to be one person, it was going to be you. I mean, because of your story, so, girl, I'll let you ladies go. Thank you so much, everyone.
God bless you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye,
Bye.
Facebook. Bye. Bye, Easy. Bye, Robin.